So my name's Caitlin and I am just doing a recap from my Kambo ceremony. I tried Kambo for the first time 3 days ago now, and it was one of the most intense things I've ever done, not gonna lie. I'm not really in a hurry to do it again. But in saying that, it seems really beneficial for you, so I just kind of wanted to do a recap of how it was for me personally and do a little bit of a background just so that people watching this, because I wasn't really sure what was in it and the effects it had on me, so just kind of give you a bit of a rundown. I just kind of written down my notes here. Kambo is a secretion from the giant leaf/monkey frog, which is native to the Amazon basin. It's known for its purgative effects and is widely sought out to revitalize both the mind and body. In Portuguese, it translates to vaccine of the forest. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial effect. Kambo is said to help purge stagnant spiritual toxins, which blocks our energy channels and eventually manifests as either illness, depression, anxiety, etc. So it's pretty much a spiritual cleansing of the energetic fields. Kambo is applied by the skin via little stick burns, usually incense. Could range between 3 up to 10 depending on your personal needs. It enters the body through the burns, through the lymphatic system, and then off you go. Its secretion peptide is powerful and has great medical potential. The monkey frog is considered a treasure trove of bioactive peptides, which are short chains of amino acids that bind to the human cell receptors. There are dozens of peptides, however, the main ones include, now I'm probably going to say these wrong, phylocarulin, which is a hypertensive neuropeptide that stimulates the adrenal cortex, pituitary glands, and pancreatic secretions. Filamideucin interacts with receptors regulating the functions of dopamine, serotonin, and other neurotransmitters. It's responsible for violent purging as it interacts with tear ducts, salivary glands, intestines, and the bowels, contracting the smooth muscles, while phylocarulin relaxes them and targets the bradykinin receptors. There's sorvagine, which functions similar to a hormone, interacting with the pituitary adrenal axis and corticotropin releasing receptors. These are involved in stress, anxiety, depression, and addiction. Long-lasting fall in blood pressure. Dermaceptin B2 and B3 have anti-inflammatory and antibacterial effects. Deltorphins and dermorphin, which are both powerful opioid receptor agonists for pain relief. It's said that 400 more times powerful than morphine and can break addictions such as heroin. It mostly works to purge the body of toxins, heaviness, and dullness of both the body and spirit. Venom is the source of 20 other medications on the market. Kambo can help various things such as depression, migraines, blood circulation problems, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, vascular insufficiency, organ diseases, cancer, fertility problems, deeply rooted toxins, chronic pain, addiction, and just negative energies. I'll put some references up at the end of this, is where I'm getting this information from, so if you're interested you can go and have a look yourself. So my first Kambo experience, we travelled about 30 minutes to Pisac and we met this lovely guy called Adrian. It was me and 3 other people that were doing it, and then there was Adrian, who was the shaman for the ceremony, and then there was his assistant. It was really lovely, like she helped me get through a lot. Me and Tanner went first, so Tanner had 5 burns. He's done it before. He had 5 burns in his arm and I only had 3. I had 3 burns put on my leg. I'm not sure if you can see. We got the rundown of how we're going to feel and that we have to remember our intentions, and my intention at this point was to release everything that needs to be released in order to have a smoother transition with ayahuasca, because they say that you should do Kambo before doing ayahuasca for its purgatory effects and just to help release everything and deeply rooted toxins, and it'll just help make your journey with Aya a lot easier. So he applied 3 dots to my leg. I was so scared, like I was very scared, and then he has this little thing of poison and he did 1 drop on one of the burns, so I had 3 points. On 1 point he did one of the drops, and then I waited. After about 30 seconds I'm just sitting there, and then I start feeling pains, like just little stinging. It just starts to sting. Did it. I was trembling, like I was very nervous. I I was a little bit cold, but I'd never seen my body shake that much. Even my jaw was like I was just like, I was very nervous, and I think my body was preparing, like it knew what was about to happen. I went ahead with it anyway. I felt safe, I felt like I needed to do it, and 2019 is about getting out my comfort zone, so I figured if I can't do Kambo, how am I supposed to do ayahuasca? So I sucked it up, and so I went from shivering, and then he put the first drop of poison on, and then I was waiting. I start feeling pain going up my leg. I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel quite right. And then all of a sudden it's like a hot burning sensation and just goes right up your leg, and then my whole body felt really hot and like uncomfortable and like burning sort of, and I started feeling sick, and I was like, oh, okay. So it only took about a minute, 2 minutes to kick in. After about 3-4 minutes, I had spewed. Me and Tanner are just sitting next to each other going blah blah, because you have to drink about 3 litres at least. So you have 3 litres of water in your stomach, so it's the vehicle to help purge everything out. If you're not drinking water, you're just going to sit there and be very uncomfortable. So Adrian's like, drink some water, drink more water, and I was like, I don't want to drink any more water, like I feel sick, and if I drink more water I know I'm going to be sick. But you kind of just have to keep doing it, and you do start feeling better the more you start releasing. Like it's horrible. Anyway, so my whole body started getting hot, and I started sweating. My fingers felt very like tight. They went really like, I don't want to say they swelled up. They didn't swell up too much. It was more like this up swelled up so bad. I looked like I had been stung by wasps everywhere. Like, it was not okay. So I started being sick, I started getting hot, I started like, you know, trembling, and then your body's just reacting and it's just going into shock. It sends it into like fight or flight mode. It starts, you know, your immune system just starts working and then essentially it starts taking out all the toxins that are in your body. You know, you're just going through a huge change. I spewed a little bit, and it had been about 5 minutes, and then I wait, and I was just looking, and I was just hovering over the bucket like what have I done sort of thing, because they say when it does kick in you're going to have all these negative thoughts like, why have you done this, what are you doing, like really uncomfortable, like this burning. My heart rate started going, my blood pressure was high, I was red, I was tingly, I didn't really, like, I felt my body go into shock. And Adrian was saying to remember your intentions, remember why you're doing it, because when it does kick in it's not nice, and you do start thinking, oh crap, like what have I done, why am I doing this? And so I was just trying to keep thinking why I'm here, I need to purge it out, do it for ayahuasca, you know, this is just, you know, I can do this, just let it go. It's me and Tanner just like blah, and then he's like blah blah blah. It's actually really good. It was so gross, and because you have about 3 litres of water in you already, it's just like. He comes over to me and he gives me the other 2 dots. So at this stage I've had 3 burns and 3, now I've got all 3 spots activated, and then it just kicks in. I'm not gonna lie, I started I needed to go to the bathroom. I was just on the toilet with my bucket, just both ends just like my body had just been holding in so much suppressed stuff, and I could just feel all the bad stuff just coming out of my body, and then it goes into your stomach or into your intestines, however it needs to get out, and it's just like and they say try not to hide in the toilet because it can become a comfort thing, and I was honestly trying to get out of the bathroom and I couldn't. Like, every time I thought I was fine I was just like, nah, I have to stay here. I got up eventually and I looked in the mirror. My lips were like so swollen, so red, it was tingly. I was just like, wow. When me and Tanner start kind of settling down in our purging process, because the beginning's very intense. Well, for me it was it was the most intense part, but then it kind of turns into an like endurance thing. So at the beginning it's just like, just let it all out, and then for the remaining hour you're kind of just still doing it, and you just have to keep, and all I could think was like 40 more minutes of this stuff, half an hour more minutes of this, 20 more minutes. It was so intense. And then so when we kind of started settling down in our process, Adrian applied it to the other 2 that were there, and then we're all just sitting there spewing. It was gross. If I was to try and relate it to something, it honestly felt like I had been up partying for at least 5 days, and I was having a really bad come down. I didn't really want to drink any more water, but you have to, and like you do feel a lot better the more you get out. So like if you push past and you spew that, like you do feel better, but then it kind of builds back up again and you got to do it again. And towards the end you just feel, I felt very weak, I felt very shattered. I actually fell asleep. We're all just sitting there and it's all kind of calming down, and I just wanted to lie down because I was just like, oh, wow, what's just happened to my body. Yeah, I actually just fell asleep for a couple minutes, and then I woke up again and I had to spew, and then I threw myself outside into the sun and I just sat there and I was just like, wow, it just did not feel nice at all. So afterwards we left Adrian, so it's about an hour and a half max, the whole ceremony. I've read that for your first time you should actually do it twice, or like 4 times in a month, and I don't no, I'm not doing that, sorry. We forced ourselves to go to an organic cafe afterwards and just try have some food, and it was honest. It was just one of the hardest things I've ever done. You just feel like a weak zombie, like you're just shattered. I just wanted to go back to bed and just go have a sleep, really. Oh, we also tried Sananga. So Sananga is the world's highest vibrational plant, and you have it in a liquid form, and what you do is you put a couple drops in the eyes and it burns, like it really burns, and the point is sinks into your body and it just works through all your channels. Because it's such a high vibration, it kind of eliminates any blockages and it just kind of grounds you. And just, I only did a light version because I was just weak. I've got it in my mindset now, if it scares me I have to do it, because my mind is very powerful. It's stopping me from evolving to the next step. I'm very proud of myself for doing Kambo and Sananga, considering how scared I was. Like we've just been spewing for an hour and then they go whip out these eye drops that burn. You can kind of feel what it's doing, and it just goes and just works through everything and just unblocks everything, and it actually made me feel really good. It made me feel quite grounded and calm and just centered again. So we did that, and then we went into town to the cafe and had some food. That afternoon though, I was 100% convinced, or 90% convinced, I wasn't going to do ayahuasca, because it just, honestly, it was one of the most painful, intense experiences I've ever had so far. And I was thinking, that was only 1 hour. How am I supposed to do 6 or 7 hours 5 nights in a row on ayahuasca? But I had a rest. Like, I was even going to say they can have my money, they can keep my money, take it all. I don't want my flights, I don't want refunds, I just want to be present. I don't really know, I was just freaking out. I was just like, whoa, what the fuck have I got myself in for? Like, this is the precursor for ayahuasca, and that just absolutely rolled me. I had a sleep, and the next morning I noticed a difference in my body. I did. I still notice it now, in here and in here. I feel very, very light. I feel like there's nothing really restricting me from moving. Like, my body does feel a lot better, a lot healthier, a lot lighter, a lot more flexible, less dense, less heavy. Yeah. Very interesting. You kind of go through such a purging experience and you think, oh my gosh, like, I'm still not really that keen to do it again anytime soon. I know that on the last night of my ayahuasca ceremony I am doing Kambo. Hopefully by then I'm not going to care. I'm sure they're not going to make me do it if I don't want to do it. And I know that ayahuasca is different. It works completely different to you than Kambo. But so I woke up the next morning and I felt really good, and I was just really confused, and I was like, I'm just going to give it another day, just come up with a decision, because my time's running out. I've got exactly 10 days until my first ayahuasca ceremony. And noticing the change in my body, noticing that I could do it, noticing that I was very scared, yet I trusted and I let go, and the benefits and how I feel now and everything, it's kind of just reassuring me that I should go ahead with ayahuasca. I hope that this video helps other people. I know there are a few other Kambo videos out there. I'm kind of just wanting to document my experiences personally. Yeah, you don't hallucinate, you just swell up, go hot, go tingly, everything's in shock, you just start firing out both ends. Intense, but it doesn't last more than an hour. If you look after yourself afterwards and you rest and you have nutrients and you eat well, then the next morning or even a few days later, like, I definitely notice a difference in my body. I would recommend it for people who have the mental capacity to do it. So yeah, that was my first Kambo experience in preparation for ayahuasca. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna do another video just before I go in 10 days. Just another recap of how I'm feeling, where my head's at before everything changes. Okay, bye.